Okay, hopefully you were able to get that schema working from the last video. Now the next thing I would like you to do is I want us to go ahead and test our schema. So to do this, go to Chrome, open up your localhost 3000, and bring your app up. So we've got the standard Meteor boilerplate here, but our code that we used to write with our restaurants collection should still be getting included. So we just haven't really changed our HTML or our GUI. But all I really care right now is about you going into doing an inspect element and coming down here into the console. Here in the console, we can go ahead and try to add some data into our app. So in this particular case, I want to insert a new restaurant. So I'd say restaurants.insert. And why don't I just go ahead and try to add an empty object? So I'm going to insert an empty object into the restaurants collection and add node data in that object. And you'll notice right here, immediately we get this error saying insert failed, error, name is required. That's because here on this schema, we declared this name. And so we said a restaurant has to have a name with a type of string. So the reason we do this schema structure is one, so that it's easy, we now have a reliable place to go look if we want to know what the fields each restaurant document has. And the other reason is that so we can give some more fine-grained control over what are the rules that they are allowed to set on each of the properties of a restaurant document. So in this case, we've said name, AVG, cost, and style are now all required fields. So if I want to go ahead and insert a new object, we would have to say name, my eats, we'll say for this, for name, we'll say the average cost is $5, and we'll say that the style is like Mexican. And now we go to insert. We'll see that it took. We were allowed to insert that document because of the because we followed the appropriate conventions here. So go ahead and test your schema now. So I want you to open up your app, go to localhost 3000, come down in the console, and practice inserting some objects into your schema and see what's allowed and what isn't allowed. And you could even play around with this, some of the values over here, like minimum, style, number. There are some other things you can do that's all in the documentation, some other things. So you can notice here, you can set a type date, right? Some of you might need that. So just go ahead, play around with that for a minute and try to insert some stuff in your console and make sure to ask your classmates if you're confused.